Good evening, everyone. This is Anubhav. I'll be your host today. I hope I'm audible to all of you. So it's 6:58 right now, and we will just get started in next 2 minutes, exactly at sharp 7 p.m. I hope I'm audible to all of you. Just in case, if possible, you can write a yes in the chat section so that I'm also aware that you are able to hear me. Guys, am I audible? If yes, please write yes in the chat section. Thanks, Megha. Thanks, Mohit. Nishit. Thank you. So let's just 1 more minute to go, and then let's get started.
Hi everyone. Uh, very good evening. Can you guys just confirm whether my voice is audible? I am visible. We'll be starting this session in another couple of minutes. It's already 7. I request all of you to please ask your friends who are interested in this session on Masters Abroad. Can you guys just confirm in the chat box whether you are able to hear me? Okay, Krish, you says I am audible, visible, video is visible. Okay, great. Thank you for the confirmation. Guys, you will be typically mute during this session. We have our guest, Anubhav sir, who is one of the core members of the team, IceGate, as well as CL. So we will be conducting this session. I'm waiting for a few more participants to join, another 1 minute, and then we'll be starting the session. Those who have just joined in, my request is please rename yourself with your correct name. This session is meant for only computer science engineering students, typically IT or computer science, people who are looking for careers abroad. This session is open to all the students. Even if you are a non-IceGate student, this session is open to you. So you can be a part of it. Another 40-50 seconds and we will be starting. Anubhav sir, can you test the audio if required?
Yeah, hi Rohan. I already tested it. I'm audible.
Okay, great, fine. So guys, another 30-40 seconds and then probably we'll be starting.
Rohan, should we start?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you a brief. I'll give your brief introduction, and then probably we can go with the kids. So, a very warm good evening to one and all present out here. This is Rohan sir, your mentors for GATE, and I felt that there are a lot of opportunities which Indian students miss when they look forward for careers outside the Indian boundaries. And hence we have got one of the wonderful experts, Mr. Anubhav Seth, who is going to cover this session. This session will be taken by him and me together. Sir will be talking to you almost for 30 to 35 minutes and will be explaining you in a very, very brief sense, because ये बहुत बड़ा topic है, बहुत लंबा topic है, इसके अंदर अनंत knowledge चाहिए आपको, but आपके लिए एक basic idea सर बता देंगे आज कि किस किस तरीके की चीजें होती हैं, कैसे कैसे आप फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज के लिए जा सकते हो, जीआरई क्या होता है, एलटीएस क्या होता है, कब देना होता है, एवरीथिंग आई थिंक सर इज गोइंग टू कवर दैट. My request to all of you is please don't ask any questions as of now. Let sir finish up whatever he wants to convey. Then probably you can put up all your questions in the chat box. Sir is able to see your chat, or I will relay the questions to sir. My request to all of you is please humbly listen to what sir is explaining you, and he will not take much of your time. Just to give you a brief about Anubhav sir. He has 10 years of experience in technology, marketing, and product management. He has mentored more than 500 plus students successfully who have got into admissions at top global universities like MIT, Yale, Georgia Tech, HEC Paris, and a lot of other names I can go on. He is a wonderful mentor, and I'm sure you will have another 30 minutes with him at least in a very, very positive way. So over to you, sir. Please, most welcome on behalf of IceGate and IceGate students. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so thank you, Rohan, for the wonderful introduction, and welcome to all of you. I'm glad that I'm taking a session today for IceGate students, specifically for students in Gujarat. So a very warm good evening to all of you. So what I'm going to cover is relative basics of about MS in computer science. More importantly, I would cover certain areas where you can go and specialize, and give you some clarity that how to go about these specializations, how to choose these specializations. Additionally, I will dive a little bit more into data science, because that is something which is highly relevant, highly in demand. And one of the reasons, because the time is pretty short, I have not kind of incorporated a lot of details about the test preparation part. We'll do a separate session for GRE and IELTS, but the idea is to give you an overview that how to get started about MS in computer science as far as 3 countries are concerned: US, UK, and Canada. These are 3 major destinations. But the knowledge that I'm going to share in here is going to apply to almost all the master's program across the globe, in all the countries, all the globally acclaimed institutions as well. So having said that, let's get started. Let's try and understand. And I've tried to pack a lot of information. So at times I might kind of speed up in order to kind of contain the session in 30-45 minutes. But don't worry, I'll share this presentation with all of you. You can have a look at that. More importantly, we can take all your questions towards the end of session, as Rohan highlighted. In
Anubhav sir, if you want, you can keep your video also on. I mean, student will be more familiar.
I can. Yeah. So I hope I'm visible.
Yeah, perfect, fine, perfectly fine.
So let's get started. Let me kind of make it full screen. Yeah. So my screen is visible to all of you, and one very important thing that I keep interacting people from all across the country. In fact, a lot of people from Middle East as well. And there is one very interesting thing that is common. Wherever we Indians are there, we have one very, very important thing that we do. And you will kind of resonate with this. This is something that I have also done. I'm pretty sure Rohan has also done. And all of you are also doing. So whenever we kind of get into the discussion with our parents or colleagues or friends, we always tend to discuss exams. That, okay, which exam to write, whether to write IELTS, GATE, GRE, GMAT, SAT. And the first thing that comes to our mind is that, okay, let's jump and start off the exam preparation, which might make sense in Indian context, because our story, हमारी story नहीं start होती बिना exam. So every year, every level, there is an exam. Then once we are done with that, we come to college. And then we come to the course, and other time बच जाता है in case if we are left with anything else, तब कहीं जाके we think about career. And more importantly, one very important way to think about career in India is to first get into engineering and then think about the career. So So this is the common cycle, and this is the traditional method which is available. But my dear friends, a humble request to all of you. This is something which is not going to work at all as far as education abroad is concerned, because the evaluation in universities abroad is holistic in nature. It's not one way, where it's not based only and only on objective parameters like your score in GRE, GMAT, or only your academics. It is based on holistic evaluation of a lot of things. And universities abroad, they specifically focus on how you have applied what you have learned. So you might have got a 65%, but at the same time, in case if you have gone ahead and published a research paper, that is something which is going to value a lot. Even if you have not published a research paper, if you have done your final year project well, then also it is going to create a lot of impact. So figuring out what is it that you want to do. So if you are a computer science engineer, we'll talk about a lot of fields. Figuring out what is the exact field that you want to specialize in, figuring out what is it that you are genuinely interested in, and what all you have done in the past to say that, okay, this is something I'm really, really interested. So, for example, if I call up Rohan and say that, Rohan, I'm a very good painter and probably I'm the best in India. Until unless I showcase some samples to Rohan, Rohan is not going to believe me. So same goes with your applications also. If you say you are very good in artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer networking, and you have not done anything related to it, admission committee is not going to believe you. So first figure out your career, plan everything accordingly, then shortlist the course, then the college. And my dear friends, in the last comes the examination that you need to write, because then you know that, okay, this college has a particular eligibility criteria, and accordingly you go ahead and write the exam. So for example, a lot of students might reach out to Rohan or me and they say that, okay, I want to go to Canada. In that case, you don't need to write GRE, you only need to write IELTS. So let's say, imagine if someone wants to get into Canada and without even thinking has gone ahead and written all the exams. You have wasted your time and all the effort which might have gone into building your profile. So first shortlist the career, and this is applicable to not only MS in CS. In fact, masters in management, any course that you are planning to do across all these countries, US, UK, Canada, Singapore. First, choose your career. That is very, very important. So moving on, just a minute. So let's first kind of try and understand that what is computer science, and it's exceptionally important to understand each and every field that you are getting into. I'm pretty sure since all of you are computer science engineers, you understand that. So what I've done, I have taken up few very important domains of computer science and that are relevant. And what I will also do is, once I discuss these, I will map it up with all the careers that are there in demand. So एक तो बहुत important चीज है that you should be interested in what you are doing. The other thing is that that particular thing should also be there in demand. So for example, you can go ahead and study as much game design as you want, but if game design is not in demand, then you will not kind of get those jobs. That is the reason I have highlighted all the average annual salary, which is in general available to all these areas. More importantly, I've also gone ahead and I've listed out the skills that are required. So let's say if you are exceptional in mathematical skills, if you are exceptional in predictive modeling, and don't bother if you have not studied predictive modeling. So let's say if you have studied linear algebra, if you have studied calculus, if you have studied probability and statistics, and you are good at it, and you like building models, then probably machine learning and all are the fields that you might want to explore. Data science might be the field that you want to explore. Same goes with computer graphics. So let's say if you are good with discrete math, if you are creative enough, then you can get into all these fields, and so on and so forth. So these are the fields that are relevant, important, and a couple of them are very, very important. So for example, look at AI, look at data science, look at HCI. So human computer interface. So human computer interface can be divided into multiple parts. So I have kind of tried to restrict it to certain elements only, but you can go ahead and all the web technologies that you are using where you are interacting with the computer through various mediums will come under HCI. A lot of your robotic systems will also come under HCI. So for example, if any one of you is interested in robotics, in today's era, you don't need to study mechanical, electronics, everything to get into robotics. You can only focus on the computer science part of it, which will also come under HCI. So similarly, there are a lot of opportunities that are available, and you should be aware about those opportunities before you understand that, okay, this is what I want to do. Same goes with theoretical computer science, and this is the only field where I have not mentioned any particular salary range, if you see. Because if you are genuinely interested in the math part, in the algorithm part, in the data structure part of computer science, then sky is the limit. You can become a relevant computer science engineer specializing in theoretical computer science and then get into any field. So I know a lot of computer science scientists who are exceptional financial engineers, who are exceptional traders, who are building trading algorithms and all. So computer science is something which has a lot of applications. And a good thing about all the universities abroad, unlike Indian universities where you are restricted with respect to all the other options, when you get into universities abroad, you will be able to mix and match all these sub departments. More importantly, you'll be able to mix it with other fields. For example, you can mix it with all the other biological sciences. For example, bioinformatics is one field. The other thing that you will be able to do is you will be able to mix it with electronics engineering. So for example, a lot of institutions in US have EECS, electrical engineering and computer science, where you combine all the microprocessors and everything, and then you study embedded systems, which is a part of computer science as well as electronics engineering. So a lot of opportunities are available, and this is where you have to explore all these options. So moving on. So as I said, let us first understand that, okay, you have understood about overview of computer science. Now, these are the top career options, irrespective of the field displayed in front of you. And I've taken this data from a very famous website called Glassdoor. Now, Glassdoor, this is world's biggest recruitment website. And the data that I have taken from Glassdoor reflects the careers in demand. So अभी तक हम बात कर रहे थे कि computer science में क्या क्या है. Now we are talking about the world में demand में क्या है. So if you look at all these career options, so there are 4 career options which computer science can lead you to are in top career options. So for example, data science is one. Becoming a data scientist will give you maximum opportunities. Then DevOps engineer. In today's era, development at one side, software testing at one side, but the developer operations are something which is very, very important and high in demand. Then if you are from technical background, so I'm not saying that you can directly become a product manager, but if you are from technical background, you have a very, very good chance. For example, you can get into technology companies like Google, Facebook, and all these companies, when they recruit technical product managers, I'm not saying only product managers, when they recruit technical product managers, they are essentially computer science engineers. Then front-end engineering. So when you look at web, it's front-end, it's back-end. These are the 2 major departments. A lot of people think that, okay, website development is easy, but with technologies like React.js and everything coming in, front-end engineering is in heavy demand, and you can get as high as a data science engineer if you are exceptionally good in front-end engineering. Specifically, since a lot of our interaction has gone to mobile devices, tablets, mobiles, and everything. So designing robust front end becomes very, very important, and user interface is something which is pretty exciting field to work. It requires a lot of creativity, a lot of knowledge about computer science, and that is where you can get into front end engineering if you like that. So mobile development is again another field. So let's say if you're interested in designing games, then probably you will become a mobile developer, because mobile games are more in rage right now. And you can kind of, if you're Android or an Apple developer, then you can kind of, or iOS developer, then you can get into mobile development. So what I've done is, instead of diving deep into everything, I've chosen computer science, data science, because this is very, very important. And just to let you know, if you compare every field which is available all across the globe, all the job opportunities that are available all across the globe, data science is the field which is highest in demand. And this is not going to stop. Data science and front-end engineering, these are the 2 fields where there is unlimited growth and there's a lot of ground that has to be covered for a very simple reason, because a lot of people are coming online, they are generating data points. And when you have a lot of data points, in that case, you will have to have that analysis, that repository where you go ahead, analyze the data, and derive some actionable insights out of it, and probably improve the processes. So, for example, I was interacting with one of my students. He's working on a project with Microsoft, and Microsoft is trying to improve dropout rates of students in developing countries. And they are, Hyderabad is one of their experimentation cities where they are implementing these technologies. So just imagine the kind of thing you can do if you are adept at data science. If you look at data science very quickly, there are four domains: math and stat, as I said, linear algebra, calculus, probability, and statistics. Then comes the engineering part: data acquisition, cleaning, exploratory data analysis, machine learning, data modeling. So that is where you take up all the math and stat and apply it to engineering using all these technologies, distributed systems included. And then when you get the output, you visualize that data. And then finally, when you visualize that data, you analyze it to derive business insights. So let's say somebody who is more inclined towards business domain and expertise will take up business analytics, masters in business analytics. Somebody who is interested more into only and only analytics part might take up only the engineering part. But somebody who is interested in the entire spectrum of data science will go ahead and specialize in MS in data science. Very briefly, what is analytics? You take up good data, all the messy data that is available, and filter out the noise to derive business insights. And there is a very good individual on YouTube, Mr. Cody Baldwin. Please go ahead and watch his videos if you are interested in analytics. One of the simplest explanation of analytics which is available. Now, analytics again can be divided into two parts. And the reason I'm telling you all this, because that is how I'm trying to tell you that you need to get into the depth of everything before you decide that, okay, I want to study analytics. So descriptive analytics will tell you what happened, what were our sales, what is our market share. Predictive analytics will tell you that what is going to happen. Prescriptive analytics will tell you the solutions to your problems. So this is a huge spectrum. Imagine at current rate in India, even if you take India, small businesses have not deployed technologies to capture all your data. For example, the small general merchant store, किराने की दुकान जहां से आप सामान खरीदते हैं, that guy has not deployed anything, but at some point of time he or she is going to, and at that point of time there's going to be a massive demand, and which we are already experiencing in US. So having said that, data science, analytics, all these things are very important. So very quickly, computer science, math and stat, business domain, and expertise. These are three important domains that you should look at. If you combine computer science and math and stat, you get machine learning. If you combine math and stat and business domain, you simply get data analysis. If you combine all three of them, you get data science. Just to give you an idea, so when you talk to a lot of people, even your friends and all, and even if you read a description of a lot of companies, so everybody is using machine learning, AI, data science interchangeably. Sab mix kar dete. But these are very different fields. And as you can see, so artificial intelligence is a bigger set. A very few people have the expertise to work in artificial intelligence. But at the same time, you'll find a lot of people working in two fields: machine learning and data science, because this is something which is high in demand. And it's not the case that machine learning was not there. We were already implementing statistics and all the techniques 10, 20 years back. But now that has been combined with all the engineering and programming. So now you get the power of predictive modeling, you get the power of using all the distributed systems to get that insight. Very simple structure. This is how your all the analytics process, they work on a framework called CRISP-DM. So I'll not kind of get into the technical details, but for your understanding, business understanding is important if you want to become a good ML or analytics engineer, because then you will be able to relate to what you are doing. So business understanding will get translated to your data understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, then again back to business understanding. So this simple framework should be clear in your mind, because when you go for an MS, you need to have a clear-cut understanding that, oh, I will be kind of focusing only on the modeling part. I will understand everything, but this is where I want to specialize. And the more focused you are in your applications, university will like you better, the admission committee will like you better, and they will give you a chance to study in their institution. So what do you need? An average GPA of 3.0 out of 4 minimum. Then you go ahead, and a lot of them have started accepting GMAT or GRE, but this is specific to US, and that too to very top universities. So let's say if you are not kind of planning to write GMAT or GRE, and you're not even planning to apply to top universities, if you kind of apply to tier 2 universities or universities in Canada and UK, you don't even have to write GRE. You can go ahead and write only IELTS, and based on your past performance, you will be able to get admitted to a institute which matches your profile. So a glimpse of these top colleges. What I've done, I've listed down all the top colleges for data science. So my favorite in data science, if you look, my favorite is program in France, which is ESSEC and Central Supélec. So why this program is very good? For a very simple reason, because ESSEC is a business school, and Central Supélec is one of the finest engineering colleges in France. What they do, they combine both the curriculums, and when you kind of study in their program, they will give you the business insights, as well as they will teach you how to structure that business insight and how to drive that business through data. So you become more valuable. You become more valuable than an MBA, and you become more valuable than a plain engineer. That is why this program is my favorite. Otherwise, all of them are pretty good. Then you have all the programs that are there, computer science programs in US, UK, and Canada. So I've not kind of I've not overdone the data aspect in my presentation. But let me tell you, with all the students that come to us, we have a massive repository of all the fields. So for example, if somebody interested in AI comes to us, we look at colleges that are specific to AI. And Rohan, just to kind of tell you, yesterday I was counseling a student, and that student is a chemical engineer. So when you interact with chemical engineers, so they usually go the traditional path where they would want to get into process control and all that stuff. But this is a that student was pretty unique, and he wanted to apply machine learning and data science in chemical engineering processes. So we first created a list of all the colleges that were relevant to his profile with respect to chemical engineering. Then we shortlisted colleges inside that list that were offering courses that were relevant to his goal of applying machine learning and data science to chemical engineering. So very few colleges across the globe are doing that. So we go to that depth, and anybody who is planning to identify and work in the area of their interest, we'll be able to help those students. So similarly, you can see colleges in Canada also. So if you look at the overall global rankings, US colleges are in general ranked better, because these are all the top colleges. And colleges in Canada, for example, first 5 colleges, starting from University of Toronto to Simon Fraser, these are also very good colleges. I'm not saying that University de Montreal and Western University, they are not great, but they are tier 2 and tier 3 institutions. So it's not about getting into only and only a top program. It's about getting into a program which matches your profile. And last year, I had a student who was planning to do his MS. And this is a case study that I want to kind of tell all the students attending today. And I will also show another feedback related to another student who had a very low GRE score, academics and everything. But this student had a pretty bad academics, hardly 60%. And came to us, we shortlisted the colleges and everything, got into a college called Miami University. And at that point of time, we just told him that, okay, you have got into this colleges, you have got into this college, just go and work hard in there. Because the best part about going to MS and studying in countries like US, it's a level playing field. No company comes to your campus. So the field is open to everyone. He worked hard, published a lot of papers. That guy is now sitting in Intel. And because of his hard work there in MS, he is now a design engineer with Intel. So having said that, if you don't get selected to MITs and Stanfords of the world, it's not the end of career for you. So I'm just kind of giving this an example because you should try to find a college which fits your profile. So moving forward, how to select a college. Now this is very, very important. And if you recall, I just said that first select your goal. Identify that, okay, I want to work in data science, I want to work in networking. What in networking? It's a pretty wide field. What are the research areas that you want to kind of focus on? So just identify your goal. Then understand that, okay, this is my goal and what all I have done. Have I done projects? If not, then fine. But whatever you have done, try and identify the skill gap. That कितना और मेहनत करनी है, क्या क्या और सीखना है अपने गोल को अचीव करने के लिए. And then based on that, you identify that, okay, ये कॉलेज है जो मुझे ये सारी चीजें पढ़ाएगा, and then do the fitment. Once you have done the fitment, then based on all the parameters, rankings, etc., shortlist the college. So this is how we help our students and make them understand that how all the colleges will be a right fit for them. So three very, very important, just to kind of summarize everything, three important things. Standardized scores. If you are applying to US, this applies to US specifically. You'll have to write GRE in a lot of institutions, but a lot of institutions will also exempt it. Then for your English proficiency, because most of us Indians, our native language is not English. In fact, none of us have native language as English. So that is the reason you'll have to write TOEFL or IELTS, any one of them. IELTS, I always recommend IELTS for a very simple reason, because once you write IELTS, it has global acceptability. You will be able to apply to UK, you will be able to apply to Canada, US, and all the other countries across the globe, including Australia. So having said that, writing IELTS is important if you're applying to US. In some institutions, GRE is also important. Your academic performance. So let's say if you are saying that, okay, I want to get into theoretical computer science and you fared badly in algorithms and all, that is not going to cut it. So have a look at your academics also and choose the college accordingly. So I'm not saying that if you have got 60, 65% or 70%, it's the end of road for you. No, it's not. But you have to choose colleges accordingly. And there are ample colleges which will give you right opportunity in your career. And then your co-curricular work, projects, research work, internships, anything that you have kind of done. I'll not spend too much time into this profile because all what we have talked about has already been covered. So when you kind of go ahead, take up an initiative. So when you're applying to a technical course, your profile, technical part becomes very, very important. But certain 10-20%, all these things are also important, that whether you have showcased leadership, you have taken initiative and all, because then they feel that, okay, you're coming to a university, are you going to contribute to our university or not? Are you going to add value to our university or not? So all these things become important. But two takeaways: focus on progression. बहुत सारे बच्चे करते हैं कि अब एडमिशन का टाइम आ रहा है तो 2 महीने पहले कोई प्रोजेक्ट बना लेते हैं. प्लीज 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 डोंट डू दैट. 2-3 साल का एफर्ट जो आपने लगाया है, जो दिखाया है, वो मैटर ज्यादा करेगा. एंड इवेंचुअली इम्पैक्ट, कि आपके प्रोजेक्ट का इम्पैक्ट क्या था, कहीं कोई उसका अप्रिसिएशन मिला है, कुछ लेट्स से आपका फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट था, मार्क्स अच्छे मिले हैं एंड ऑल दैट, तो वो इम्पैक्ट मैटर करता है. आपका लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन टीचर लिखेगा, वो बताएगा कि लेट्स से यू हैव डन अ वंडरफुल जॉब विद योर फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट एंड ऑल, so that counts. So now a very, very important thing. So what in front of you is a very sleek step-by-step process. So I've not kind of put up a lot of timeline to it, because some of you will try to complete this in 6 months. Some of you will try to complete this in 1.5 years. So this is a step-by-step process that you need to do in order to complete your process. So starts off with setting your goal, ends up at applying. So I've not kind of covered the process post your selection, which is I-20 visa and everything. So we can kind of pick it up in Q&A as well. But you set the goal, you identify the research topics that, okay, this is what I want to do. You shortlist universities based on that. And specifically in Canada, in couple of institutions, you will have to reach out to professor. You will have to kind of discuss it with them that, okay, you are, let's say you are doing some research in optical fiber communication, or let's say you are doing some research in artificial intelligence, machine learning, or process control, anything. And based on that, have a conversation with them. tell them what you have done, tell them what you want to do, what part of their research is something that you like, and then identify the relevant profs, check your eligibility criteria, prepare for exam, and then so on and so forth. So essentially, it has to start off with goal setting, and then eventually if you notice, I have written that write SOPs after you get the IELTS or GRE score, because that score will help you to shortlist some institutions before. Because if you start writing SOPs before that, you might have to modify. Now a lot of people will think that SOP to same ही रहता है. ऐसा नहीं है. It's not the case that SOP same रहता है. Some portion of the SOP remains the same, but a lot of portion will change according to university. That what is it that particular university is identifying. A lot of students come back to me and say that, okay, I have only one goal and I want to shortlist universities according to that goal. A lot of students come back to me that, okay, based on my profile and a broader goal, these are the set of universities that I want to apply, but I want to get into these universities. So in that case, you might have to change your goal slightly in order to suit the academic requirements and focus area of that university. So if you go to the department page of any university, you'll find a focus area that, okay, we are focusing on this part. So that is there. How can we help? We can help you with admission counseling. We can help you with SOP guidance. We are not going to write it for you, but we are going to give you a fabulous guidance so that you are able to write it, and we'll help you to edit that essay. Then we'll help you to identify that who's going to give you the right recommendation. A lot of people come back to me and they pick up random recommenders. Don't do that. Create a list of people who are ready to give you recommendation, discuss it with us, and we'll be able to help you. And then we have GRE coaching and we have IELTS coaching as well. So this is how we can kind of help you. So with this, I come to the end of the presentation. Now I wanted to show you one very interesting feedback, and post that we will start taking the questions. So let me share my.
Till the time sir is sharing his screen, guys, let me tell you, whatever sir has told is just tip of the iceberg. It's a whole gambit of thing, and I think we are fortunate that sir is going to help us in case you guys are interested in going abroad, or any of you are planning to keep it as a plan B. I think it's a wonderful opportunity. And as he said, it is a lot of things, not only Indian context की तरह नहीं है कि यार marks ले आया और आपका selection हो गया. By the way, SOP, I hope everybody knows what is an SOP. It is statement of purpose. आप क्यों वो कोर्स करना चाहते हो, आप लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन किससे लिखवाते हो, क्या लिखता है वो बंदा, एवरीथिंग मैटर्स. सो इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप इतना पैसा खर्च करके जाने वाले हो, इतनी चीजें आप सोच रहे हो, तो उसके पीछे बहुत सोच के समझ के चीजों को आगे इम्प्लीमेंट करना. सर.
Yeah. So I want all of you to read this feedback by Vidya. She was my student, and the point at which she joined us, she had a very low GRE score of 304. And just to let you know that University of Southern California has some of the best programs as far as VLSI design is concerned. And we looked at her profile, identified each and every component, and with that low score, she got into University of Southern California with a $10,000 scholarship. So having said that, if you have all the right ingredients, we are going to make sure that you get to the right institution, the institution that you deserve, irrespective of all the other things. So that is what I wanted to showcase it to you. I have tons and tons of feedbacks, but I'm not going to kind of crowd the discussion with those feedbacks. But this is one. I want you to have a look, read it, and then we can kind of start taking the Q&A. And Rohan, anything in case if I kind of missed out?
Yeah, no, I think you have covered very nicely. I think in a very short span of time, you have explained the differences between data science and AI. A lot of misnomers are there in the market, और बच्चे भी बहुत confused रहते हैं कि सर अगर मुझे कनाडा जाना है या मुझे US जाना है तो क्या देना होगा. And as somebody was asking me in a personal chat, सर ये 10 यूनिवर्सिटीज ही हैं क्या, तो सर ने टॉप 10 नाम दिए थे यूएस के, यूके के, एंड देयर कैन बी अ लिस्ट ऑफ मोर यूनिवर्सिटीज इन केस you are interested. By the way, just to update you guys, we as IceGate, are launching overseas education also now. And the first demo class of IELTS batch we are launching from 28th of this month, that is day after tomorrow. In case anybody is interested, जहां से अब आपको link मिला था, आप उनसे contact करिए. In case you want any help, I am sharing my number in the chat box. ठीक है, you can save that number. Anybody wants this PPT चाहिए किसी को, या किसी को कोई भी help चाहिए related to overseas education, you want to keep this as a plan B to your gate or a plan A now. You know, most of the students sometimes may feel कि यार मुझे तो plan A ही बना लेना है, मुझे IELTS देना है, मुझे consulting करनी है. Anubhav sir is one of our mentor. He will be mentoring you directly. ठीक है, he will be helping you with all the processes. इतना experience उनके पास, the whole IceGate team will be helping you. अगर किसी को कोई भी तरीके की मदद चाहिए, we will definitely love to help you on that. So
and 10 universities नहीं है that so मेरी PPT में 200 universities mention करने की जगह नहीं है. But when we work with students, we share all the details, universities, and Excel sheet with all the details, and that is something which can be of use to you. So
shared my email ID, guys, in case you want, and a phone number also, in case you want to get in touch with me. If you want this PPT, just ping me on WhatsApp. I'll help you with this PPT also. I hope most of you would be having my email ID and phone number, but still I have put it in the chat. You can save that. Abhik, I think I will give you the PPT. You can get in touch with me directly also. Now, I think it's time for questions. I am sure you guys would be having wonderful questions. You can just post directly to sir. Anubhav sir is already there in the panel list. You can directly throw your question to him, or if you want, you can throw it to us. We will relay it to him. Any questions anybody have, please?
Any questions related to computer science, any questions related to admissions, any questions related to your choice, that whether you should definitely go ahead or not, anything. Exams.
One thing I'm sure, sir, people are mostly worried about is the cost. If you can throw some light on that area, because हम लोग गुजराती लोग हैं और थोड़ा सा पैसे वैसे को थोड़ा सा पहले तवज्जो देते हैं.
तो मैंने रिवर्स सुना था कि गुजराती लोग तो पैसे का फाइट नहीं है.
नहीं, पैसे का फाइट नहीं है, पैसे का फाइट नहीं है, but then we
I'll throw some light on the financial aid part, जो overall financial aid है. So बहुत सारे लोग बस ये ढूंढ रहे होते हैं कि स्कॉलरशिप मिलेगी क्या. So financial aid के अंदर तीन पार्ट है, तीन बहुत important part. One is pure scholarship, 100%. So तीन पैरामीटर जो मैंने दिखाया कि academics, standardized test scores, and then eventually your profile. So वो तीन है, तीनों के तीनों अगर stellar हैं, A class है. So then in that case, you will definitely get a scholarship. And scholarship is also dependent कि जिस university में आप apply कर रहे हैं उसके पास भी funds है कि नहीं. So there are a lot of universities who have a lot of funds. They definitely give out scholarship. The second part is your research assistantship. So let's say if you've showcased that you are good with research, project work and all that, and you usually पहले नहीं मिलती है RA. Scholarship पहले मिल जाएगी. RA is something that you will get once you reach in there. So you'll work, you'll speak to professors, you will probably impress them with your work and everything. And then in that case, they will kind of allocate some research work to you. अब इन professors के पास क्या होता है? They get a lot of grants. For example, there is one organization called National Science Foundation, NSF. US के अंदर they give a lot of grants. And professors अकेले research नहीं कर सकते. They need people. So then in that case, they will give some part of the work to you. You will get a monthly stipend. And that is something which will help you cover a lot of cost. Similarly, there is third thing, which is called TA, teaching assistantship. So let's say if you are exceptionally good in a subject in your undergrad and professor trusts you, then in your second year or third year, or probably your second year, not third year, master's is only of 2 years. In your second year, you will start assisting the professor in terms of evaluating the copies, helping them with the tutorial classes. आपके engineering में भी tutorial classes होती होंगी, तो वैसे वहाँ पे भी होती हैं. तो वो आप masters के बच्चों को नहीं कराओगे, but as a master's student, you will help the professor to pick up those tutorial classes for bachelor's student. So usually university ऐसी choose करनी चाहिए जहाँ bachelor's भी है, masters भी है, PhD भी है. Sorry, because PhD होगा तो research अच्छा होगा, research अच्छा होगा तो thesis के लिए आसानी हो जाएगी. Because MS के अंदर भी दो options हैं, thesis and without thesis. Okay, so these are the three areas where you can kind of get financial aid. But नेट आप एमएस, मैंने बच्चों को 10-20 लाख 22 लाख में भी खत्म करते देखा है, बेस्ड ऑन ऑल द financials and everything, and it can go as high as 60-70 lakhs. So for example, if you're choosing a private university like Carnegie Mellon, and one very important thing in fact, यूएस के अंदर अगर आप जा रहे हैं तो 3 सिस्टम्स हैं वहां पे। फेडरल यूनिवर्सिटी, फॉर एग्जांपल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ सिस्टम्स जितने भी हैं वो सेंट्रल यानी फेडरल गवर्नमेंट पे करती है, तो वहां पे आपको अच्छी स्कॉलरशिप एक्सेट्रा बहुत कुछ मिल जाता है। देन देयर आर स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, फॉर एग्जांपल कैलिफोर्निया स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, सैन होजे स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, तो यहाँ पे स्टेट का फोकस होता है। तो यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ सिस्टम्स यूजुअली रिसर्च फोकस्ड होते हैं। स्टेट वाले जो कॉलेजेस होते हैं, they are focused more on job creation and probably training you, in a sense that आप एक्सेंचर में यहाँ भी जॉब कर सकते हो, वहां पे कैलिफोर्निया स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ के एक्सेंचर में बेटर जॉब कर सकते हो एट बेटर पे पैकेज। सो आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि सेम एक्सेंचर इन्फोसिस वाली जॉब है, बट you can get to work in same companies for a better work and better pay packages. And then there is a third type, private universities, Stanford, MIT, Carnegie Mellon, all the big names, they are all private. So Carnegie Mellon, for example, is very, very expensive. One of my students got selected to Carnegie Mellon. The overall expenditure for the MBA program is 1.12 CR. So programs are expensive, but you don't have to worry about that. For your budget, for your available budget, if you are willing to kind of spend upwards of 20-25 lakhs, you will easily you'll be able to kind of figure out a college which is in your budget. But yes, if you are looking forward for a college in 5-10 lakhs, this is something which will become very, very difficult without a full scholarship. So until unless your profile is stellar, 5-10 lakhs may becomes difficult, but 20-30 lakhs के अंदर it becomes okay. And 30-40 का अगर budget है तब तो easily जो है colleges, universities मिल जाएंगी। बट अभी इसको ये मत सोचना कि पैसा लगा दिया फंस गया, इट्स नॉट दैट। ROI आराम से 2-2.5 साल के अंदर, as you would have seen the average salaries there in my second slide, so वो कवर हो जाता है, तो that is not an issue. And Rohan, one very, very interesting thing, कि 10 years back it was very difficult. Let's say कि अगर पैसे नहीं हैं तो नहीं जा सकते, बट आज की डेट पे there are organizations like Prodigy Finance, Empower Finance. You can get your entire loan from them collateral free. कुछ भी collateral नहीं रखना है, interest rate भी ठीक ठाक मिल जाएगा और पूरा वो पैसा आपको दे देंगे। तो you can take that loan, study and then repay it once you get employed or after your degree. So that is something which is pretty interesting.
That's really great. I think these are the points which students normally don't know. And I think there is what is needed, the guidance. Yeah. So Abhik is, I want to do masters in cyber security. So give me some glimpse. Abhik is asking this question, cyber security.
So Abhik, to be true, I don't know what glimpse you want, but cyber security will kind of be associated with network and everything. So I would want to ask you a follow-up question, that do you have a background in cybersecurity? Because when you say that, okay, I want to go for masters, so there are certain skills that university, certain basics that university would want to understand. आपने पहले कभी कुछ ऐसा काम किया है, एक project किया है, or you put in subjects related to cybersecurity, for example, networking है, etc. है, protocols हैं सारे, वो कुछ पहले काम किया है? Because अगर वो किया है, तो cybersecurity में जाना makes sense. So मास्टर्स एक ऐसी जगह है जहां पे आप जाके एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं करते। मास्टर्स प्रॉब्ली इज गोइंग टू बी योर लास्ट डिग्री, वहां पे आप जाके अपने आप को प्रूव करते हैं। बैकग्राउंड थोड़ा सा साइबर सिक्योरिटी में होना चाहिए, और अगर अगले साल है फॉर एग्जांपल जाना है, अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो बैकग्राउंड बनाना स्टार्ट करो, टेक अप साइबर सिक्योरिटी प्रोजेक्ट्स, लर्न ऑल द फंडामेंटल्स, नेटवर्किंग एक्सेट्रा से रिलेटेड जितने भी सब्जेक्ट्स हैं वो आपके स्ट्रांग होने चाहिए। नॉट ओनली नेटवर्किंग, certain fundamental concepts related to operating systems, Linux kernels, etc. and everything. So fundamental basics हैं, वो सारे के सारे clear होने चाहिए. And then you can reach out to Rohan. We can help you with specific universities. We can shortlist universities for you, and then we can take the process forward based on your profile. So profile जानना in detail, आपने क्या किया है, क्या नहीं किया है, सब बहुत important है. Generic advice देना मैं रिकमेंड नहीं करूंगा कि आप मुझसे जेनरिक एडवाइस लीजिए, बट यस, गो अहेड एंड आस्क क्वेश्चंस सो दैट यू गेट टू नो कि किसके लिए अभी काम चल जाएगा और किसके लिए रोहन सर से बात करनी।
I think you are asking कि Python के लिए कौन सी universities है? तो guys, cyber security हो, machine learning हो, Python हो. So most of the universities. Now this is question number 2 which you are asking. The question number 1 is whether my profile will, get shortlisted in the curriculum or not. So I think we can take those questions separately. Karina, you can get in touch with me. Ankur is asking one question. How many years of gap is valid for masters without job? Any update on that, sir?
So typically MS based courses in masters abroad universities, they don't focus too much on gaps and everything. Till the time you are able to justify, ठीक है, मतलब मैंने college खत्म किया, अभी masters की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ. If you are able to justify that I was doing something productive in between, कोई project कर रहे थे, कहीं internship कर रहे थे, that is going to be fine. ये gap वाला issue management वाली degrees में ज़्यादा आता है. But yes, they would want to know आप कर क्या रहे थे. So that is important. And जो पाइथन वाला क्वेश्चन था, पहली बात मास्टर्स पाइथन में नहीं होती. पाइथन इज अ प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. आप कहीं भी यूज कर सकते हो. डेटा साइंस में बहुत यूज होती है पाइथन. जहां पे भी आप, तो पाइथन आज की डेट पे बहुत एक्सटेंसिवली यूज होने लगी है, लेकिन बहुत रॉबस्ट सिस्टम्स बनाने के लिए या फिर बैकएंड बनाने के लिए, बहुत ही स्केलेबल बैकएंड बनाने के लिए रिलेटिवली कम यूज होती है, बिकॉज इट्स अ स्क्रिप्टिंग लैंग्वेज. दिस इज वेयर यू कैन फटाफट प्रोटोटाइप. So if you are using, you're trying to prototype something, or you're working in data science and all, you can use Python. Otherwise, there are other high level languages available like Java and all that are prevalent and that are used for the backend. Front end, obviously, right from JavaScript to everything is being used.
Hetal, you are asking that you want to study in UK. I'm not very sure which field and which university to select. My suggestion would be, Hetal, to arrange a one-to-one session, because it's a very subjective thing. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है कि ये अच्छा है और वो खराब है. I believe if you want, I've shared my number. Please get in touch with us or any of the centers of IceGate. They will help you to connect to the right people. They will help you. They will have a half an hour, 45-minute session with you where they will, gauge your profile. Based on your profile, will recommend you the course as well as the universities.
So I will kind of make the process even easier. आप एक काम करिए, अगर आपको कोई भी डिटेल जाननी है कॉलेजेस और इन सब के बारे में, तो अपना रिज्यूमे या सीवी जो भी बना हुआ है, बनाया होगा, वो रोहन के थ्रू या IceGate सेंटर्स के थ्रू आप आइए, एंड वो हमको पहले भेज दीजिए. हम अपनी सारी स्टडी कर लेंगे, एनालिसिस कर लेंगे, फिर आपके साथ एक सेशन करेंगे आपको बताने के लिए. अब इसके अंदर बात आ जाती है कि बहुत सारे बच्चे आते हैं हमारे पास भी कि भाई रिज्यूमे ही नहीं बनाया. कोई बात नहीं, टेंशन नहीं है. ऐसा कोई हमारा हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है कि रिज्यूमे बनाना ही है. आप एक बुलेट पॉइंट में पेज में लिख के भेज दीजिए कि क्या क्या किया है, क्या स्कोर है, एक्सेट्रा. Don't worry too much about formats and all. Our goal is to help you.
Absolutely. So I think sir is offering such a wonderful help. So everybody, you can just write down, jot down your bullet point. जीवन में अभी तक क्या किया है, बस उसके बारे में जो आपको लगता है कि आपके लिए अच्छा है, that we can represent the university, that will be sufficient. Okay. Let me take the one last question, because I think sir would have another session at 8. So महक का एक क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं. सर, should I opt masters or any specialization course?
So महक, मास्टर्स के अंदर ही स्पेशलाइजेशन होता है. जब आप मास्टर्स करने जाओगे तो वो आपसे पूछेंगे. अब वहां पे क्या होता है कि आप जैसे MS इन कंप्यूटर साइंस आपने ऑप्ट किया, तो जब आप अपना SOP लिखोगे तो उसमें जो इलेक्टिव्स होते हैं उसके अंदर आपको चूज करना पड़ेगा कि हाँ, अब जैसे कई यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज. Am I audible? Rohan, your screen is frozen. Yeah. So there are multiple universities जहाँ पे पूरा जो है departments, specializations, focus areas होते हैं. So under masters you will have to kind of choose that. So that is very very important. So specialization एक अलग चीज, मतलब कोई different नहीं है. आप MS करने जाओगे, MS के अंदर computer science करोगे, computer science के अंदर further specialization. अगर आपको मेरी सेकंड स्लाइड याद है जहाँ पे सारे मैंने एरियाज लिखे थे, उसमें से किसी एक में आप स्पेशलाइज करोगे.
Great. I think wonderful session. Thanks for all the effort, Anubhav sir. You have given a wonderful insight to all the kids, and I'm sure students are very much excited. Guys, if you are interested in attending a demo class on 28th, evening, you can contact your respective IceGate centers, or I have given my number also. You can get in touch with me. And if you are really planning to go abroad to any of the countries, and if you are keeping it as a plan A, B, C, whatever it is, we will love to help you in whatever way we can. Thank you all the audience for attending this session, and thank you, sir, for your lovely efforts.
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you, everyone, for being a patient audience, and good evening.